Imagine buying a quiet lakeside cabin, looking forward to fishing at sunrise, only to discover your HOA was so determined to stop you, they poisoned the lake. But here's the twist. They forgot that the same lake they tried to destroy was also their only water supply. This is the unbelievable story of how my HOA's plan backfired in the most ironic way possible. I'd always dreamed of a simple life. After years in the city, I finally saved enough to buy a small lakeside cabin. The lake was crystal clear, surrounded by pines and teeming with fish. The first morning, I cast my line at sunrise. The water rippled, birds called overhead, and I thought, this is paradise. But paradise comes with neighbors, and my neighbors came with clipboards and rules. The HOA. On my second weekend, as I was cleaning fish on the dock, a woman marched up, platinum hair, sharp pink blazer, voice like a siren. Her, excuse me, fishing is not allowed on this lake. Me confused, not allowed. But I literally bought this property for the lake. Her, the HOA controls usage. Fishing disrupts the aesthetic value of the water. I laughed, thinking it was a joke, but her glare told me she was deadly serious. She handed me a notice. HOA rule for 7B, no fishing, swimming, or personal use of the lake. I looked at the water, then at her. Me, lady, I bought this cabin because of the lake. I'll fish when I want. Her lips curled. We'll see about that. Over the next few weeks, every time I went to the dock, the HOA showed up. They shouted, took pictures, even threatened fines, but I ignored them. Then things got strange. The lake started smelling odd. Dead fish floated to the surface. The once clear water turned murky. At first, I thought it was natural algae. But when I saw HOA members late one night pouring something from barrels off their boat, I realized the horrifying truth. They were poisoning the lake. I collected a water sample and took it to the county lab. A few days later, the results came back. High levels of chemicals, industrial toxins not naturally occurring, dangerous for fish, wildlife, and humans. That's when it clicked. The HOA wasn't just trying to stop me from fishing. They were willing to destroy the entire ecosystem to keep control. But here's what they didn't realize. The HOA community's entire water supply came directly from this lake. I didn't go to them directly. No, I wanted them to feel the weight of their own stupidity. I called the county health department. Within days, inspectors arrived. They tested hydrants, sinks, and even garden hoses in the HOA homes. The water tested positive for the same toxins. The next HOA meeting was chaos. Neighbors shouted at the board, "Our kids have been drinking this water. My dog got sick last week. What have you done?" The HOA leader, Karen, tried to spin it. Karen, this is an outside contamination. We're victims too. That's when I stood up. Me loudly. Really? Then why did I see you dumping barrels into the lake at midnight? Gasps filled the room. Karen's face drained of color. The inspectors confirmed the barrels were traced back to the HOA's maintenance shed. Within weeks, lawsuits piled up. Families demanded answers. Local news caught wind of the story. HOA poisons its own water supply trying to ban fishing. The community revolted. Karen and her board were removed, facing charges for environmental crimes. And as for me, the county declared the lake off limits until it recovered, but when it did, I was the only one left with rights to fish it. Now, every morning, I cast my line in peace. No HOA, no poison, just me, the lake, and the fish. Sometimes, I think about the arrogance of that HOA. So desperate for control they destroyed their own water. And every time I reel in a fish, I can't help but smile. Because in the end, the lake chose me, not them. So that's the story of how my HOA poisoned the lake to stop me from fishing, and ended up poisoning themselves instead. Would you have fought back like I did? Or packed up and left the mess behind? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell because trust me, there are even crazier HOA stories coming your way.